Right, hi guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and very exciting live stream tonight. We have got the absolute legend Robbie Knox on the channel. Hello, Robbie. You alright?
Hi, how are you, Adam? Thank you for having me. Honoured.
That's alright. No, listen, honoured for you to be here. But pretty much quickly in terms of yesterday, the stream was originally meant to be yesterday, but essentially it was like some problems with the emails. No worries about it happens, but
let's be absolutely clear to everyone. It was my fault, and I apologise to everyone involved.
It's alright. No, it happens. Like I say, stuff like this happens all the time. But the most important part is Robbie is here on the channel. As you can see, I'm quite excited. I do watch his videos quite a bit. So yeah, I'll apologise. I'm a bit fanboyish at time, I would say. But listen, I'll try and stay as calm as possible. But
all right, yeah, you do your best.
That's right. But in terms of the actual context, pretty much I'm good mates of Vito and George, who run their own channel, and yeah, they had Robbie on just after me. I think it was about December time. I think it was maybe November, if I remember correctly. It was around about that time. Yeah, but pretty much at the time I was like, whoa, I'm going to get Robbie on. So I messaged him, and since that I literally just went ahead and emailed him, and yeah, that's where we are today. But
turns out very on in my life, and I'm free pretty much all the time.
Yeah, but what I want to say about that video is literally just the podcast is down there. If you want to watch it, it is a good watch. In terms of me when I'm watching, I tend to watch the sort of stuff I'm cracking on, like assignments, for example. Just got my earphones in, literally just listen to it when I'm heading away. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, guys, of course, subscribe, please. Smash everything, enjoy. But in terms of Robbie Knox, of course, his channel will be down in the description as well. But I'll be very surprised you didn't know who he is. But yeah, he's most known for, of course, his appearances on Jackmate's channel, as well as, of course, being on Soccer and collabing with our YouTubers as well. But Robbie, the first question I want to ask really is, what got you into this sort of media business in the first place?
So media in general, I went to uni. I'm 43 years old, so I'm older than I imagine most people on YouTube in general. Yeah. But I went to uni and I studied economics because it was free when I went to uni, so you didn't have to pay or anything. So you could just go for no reason. Yeah. So I went along, and I knew wasn't into that, but I started doing student radio while I was there, and thought I really liked sort of media-y sort of stuff. So I did that, and eventually got a job at a TV studio in London. Well, I went to Canada for a year, but that's irrelevant. I came back, got a job at a TV show in London, then worked at Soccer AM at Sky Sports for 7 years, then did some online stuff, then I started my own production company. So the general media stuff just was something I was sort of interested in then. Yeah.
Fair enough. What about YouTube itself? Like, what got you into a YouTube channel?
So I used to use YouTube to like learn how to do things, like how to use a drill or something that I don't understand, rather than watching YouTubers. And I did probably about, I don't know how long ago, about 5 or 6 years ago. I did some filming for a branded thing for Amoy, a Chinese food thing, and Jackmate was on the other team for that. And I met him, and I got Hella Anderson as well. He's lovely. Yeah. And that was the first time I'd ever met YouTubers. And I was sort of, because I'm working in the industry, I was vaguely aware that there was a thing called YouTubers, but I never really met and had a proper conversation with a YouTuber. So I just asked you loads of questions and all this. And then I never thought, at no point I thought, oh, I should do YouTube. Because in my head, I think it's for younger people sort of thing. It wasn't really not for me. But I did podcasts and other bits and that, and other sort of creative things like that. But then a couple of years back, I was with a guy called Will Brazier, who presents on Sport and stuff, a friend of mine, and he used to do stuff with Jack at some radio show. And we were doing some filming at Watford FC with Troy Deeney, and we were just sat around after. He's going, why don't you do YouTube? You should do YouTube stuff. And I was like, I don't really think I'm too old for it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's younger sort of doing it. And he said, look, he said, I don't want to sound rude. He said, but I know what it's like being an 18-year-old starting uni, because every September there's 20,000 vlogs of an 18-year-old starting uni sort of thing. He said, I don't know what it's like being middle-aged. So I thought, okay. So I know because I made videos anyway for work. I thought, okay, I've got all the gear. I know what I'm doing. So I thought I'll do it for 6 months, because I think you should give everything a go properly. So I'll do it for 6 months, a video a week for 6 months. And I will see if I enjoy it or how it goes, and go from there. So I did that, and after 6 months ago, it's just still fun. I'll keep going.
Yeah, fair enough. there's a lot of uncultured swines by the way. And you have some people saying he's a Newcastle fan. Listen, how do you not know Robbie Knox? But yeah, he's currently on about 95,000 subscribers, so not far away from the 100k. Have you got any ideas for like a 100k special or anything?
Might do a Q&A because it's really easy. I'm a lazy man. I don't know. You can't really do anything at the minute because there's a. I don't know about there, but here there's a global pandemic on and stuff like that. So I can't really go outside and stuff. So it sort of depends on when it happens. I'd probably a Q&A because they're quite easy. People seem to like them, but I don't know. Maybe something more elaborate if things have calmed down by then.
Yeah, I'm the same. To be fair, I'm not too much going on to get a Q&A slapped out on the channel, but yeah, and of course we've got regarding COVID. National lockdown last week. How have you been coping since? Been alright since?
It's all right. I mean, I think overall for me, it's probably easier than a lot of people in that I've got my family here in with me sort of thing. We've got enough space. We've got a garden and stuff like that, and all that. So I've got people to hang around with. It's very different from if you're living on your own, I think, and all that, or if you're having to shield for health reasons and all that. So, and no one's died. No one's died who was particularly close to me. So it's been better than a lot of people have got. So I'm not going to moan. It's a bit annoying. I'm sure you agree, sort of thing. I'd quite like it to do one now, but it's just because you can't do stuff. And then also when the schools are shut, homeschooling is the worst thing in the world. I think teachers should get £100,000 a year minimum. It's just so hard. So at the minute I've not been doing. I've done a YouTube video for nearly 2 weeks now because of homeschooling. Yeah.
Fair enough. Literally in terms of me, my family still works, so it's not too much of an impact on me, apart from my uni really. But I'll be honest, I can't really go on time anyway, so I just do it in the house. But
where are you at uni? Are you at Newcastle or are you elsewhere? Where are you uniing?
No fun. Yeah, like I just do sports coaching really. But
cool.
Anyway, the point I was making really is it doesn't affect me too much, apart from like stuff like Newcastle now, like obviously making videos like that. But yeah, the main point I'm trying to make really is obviously there's people out there do obviously suffer a lot more. But in terms of you and your free time, especially when lockdown first happened, like how would you sort of just get stuff on really? Like, what would you do in your free time?
I didn't really have any free time because of the schools, first of all, because they shut the nurseries as well. So I had my wife's still been working throughout everything. So I had 3 kids to teach and do all that sort of thing. Hang on, one of them's just turned up. Sorry. Hello, you all right? It's just Arlo. How you go? She's down there. Sorry about that. It's Arlo, my son. She's going to see Mummy. He came in holding his head. So I don't know what he's done. But he's all right. My wife's there, so I'm not just ignoring a child, just to be clear to everyone. What was it? Yeah, so a lot of the time I didn't really have a great deal of free time because I was doing a homeschooling thing, and now I was still trying to do bits of work in my other time. When they've been at school, it's been fine because I've been able to do videos or work or traditional work and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a mix depending on what's going on with COVID and stuff.
Of course, yeah. In terms of me, obviously I've got a YouTube channel, so I do tend to spend most of my time here. But understand that not everyone does that sort of thing. So in terms of stuff doing your free time, things I'll always do is I'll always be having something like the Xbox, and I'll always speak to my mates, not just like text messaging, like always like a Facebook call or just directly just speaking to them on obviously social media. But yeah, for people obviously living alone, just constantly speak to people. It sounds stupid, but like you do need to speak to people, especially if you do so many. It's just better to get someone else's opinion on before obviously.
I'll tell you what I actually did in lockdown 1. We had a poker night with some friends. Every Sunday night we'd play poker, just online. I'm not saying start gambling if you don't, but just put £5 in each or something like that, and have just because then you have a Zoom call at the same time and all that. Or house party if you still get a house party. That was if you were at the first week of lockdown, if you owned house party, you must be going, this is our time. This is incredible. And then after about a month, it's like, no.
No, I remember when lockdown first started. It was around about Remembrance Day, I think it was. V-Day, whatever day that was. But literally all the fun gone. People were just outside, just having a picnic, and I was just mental. An ITV truck kept running down the street all day long. No, it was a bit of a nightmare. I hadn't personally got involved with that stuff, but yeah, I mean, people will find their own sort of entertainment, of course, in the garden or whatever. But Yeah, but in terms of actual sort of stuff now, really, a lot of things I've been doing at the minute is just watching sports, really. That's one thing I'd like to ask you about. I know you like your winter sports, but in terms of sports right now, what have you been sort of watching?
I watch football a lot of the time. So I watch Liverpool. I saw Liverpool. I watch Liverpool and Scotland as a support, and occasional other games. But again, there's a lot of people live in my house. There's a lot of TV competition, so I can't quite watch as much as I used to in the old days. And I also, because I love skiing, I watch skiing on the weekends in the mornings. I think just to sort of look at it. I mean, I don't know a lot about race skiing, but I'll just watch it because I like looking at mountains, essentially.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I not watched skiing before. As you recommend it. It's something I
would recommend. I mean, skiing's probably not the most exciting sport to watch for the traditional events. Downhill was the best because they go fastest. And in fact, coming out soon in the next couple of weeks. What day is it? Maybe in 2 weeks' time. If you're going to watch one skiing race, watch the men's downhill from Kitzbühel, which is it's one of the events they have every year. It's in a couple of weeks' time, I think, on possibly a Saturday morning, and that's like the big one. And because every year you get some absolutely horrendous crashes, so they go so fast. And what I like about it is you can sort of when you see the sort of speed you're going at, if you've skied at all yourself, you see the speed they're going at is unbelievable. When you see them fall, you go, that's like. They're falling at like, I don't know, 100 miles an hour or something like that. That's like throwing yourself out of a car at 100 miles an hour. It's mental. But then also, the other thing I like is because I like going skiing is if you're a Newcastle fan, it's quite hard to go and play football at St. James's Park sort of thing. But all these ski runs are available. When the race isn't on, you can go and ski the equivalent of Wembley Stadium or whatever like that. You can ski these world famous ski runs and have a go yourself. And when you actually go to one of these things, if you talk and you have a look at it and you go, God, this bit's quite hard. You might ski a bit. It might take you like a minute to get down. And then you watch it and sometimes they'll cover that bit in the air. Like they'll just hit a ridge and they'll jump like 50, 40 meters or whatever like that and just land. And they cover that in like a second, but it takes you like 30 seconds to do something. So that's good. What is brilliant though, is the Winter Olympics. And if you've ever watched the Winter Olympics, it's the best Olympics. It's much better than the Summer Olympics because in almost every event, there's a massive risk of injury, and things that sound rubbish. Short track speed skating sounds dreadful. It's one of the best sports in the world. There are so many crashes. It's mental. So Winter Olympics, get into that whenever that is on next, maybe a year's time, possibly. But it's brilliant. Really good.
Right. You seem quite excited to see people getting injured in this winter sport. So.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like in Summer Olympics, no one's going to die. Oh, they might get javelin in the head. That's about it. Winter Olympics, even the sports that are safe, like they have like cross-country skiing, but they have biathlon where they just throw some guns in and they've got to shoot targets. So no one's going to die. Let's just have some guns, just for a bit of fun. Skiing and guns. Who invented that? Mental. Like a sniper from Norway or something.
But
really good.
In terms of me, like Newcastle, I watched last week. I literally found the performance that bad. I actually switched the channel afterwards. I watched American football for like the first time in about 4 years or something like. But that's how bad we play at the minute.
I quite like American football. I think it's quite good. Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but I quite enjoy it. I like most of the American sports. I'm not into basketball. I like hockey. I like baseball. I'm surprised by how good baseball is.
I haven't watched baseball actually. In terms of American football, I don't know anything about the rules. My mate literally just went, listen, the Rams are playing, and I went and watched it. And yeah, I thought it was alright. I'm going to be watching the weekend after, I will say. But in terms of our sports, obviously Newcastle United, I watch a lot of football. That's all I watch at the minute, Newcastle. I mean, I'm not going to watch much more. I'll be honest, we're playing that bad at the minute. But I watched the darts championship that was on. I know obviously you've done a video on Michael Van Gerwen. Do you like the darts, or is that just like an opportunity for you?
I watch. I'm not watching darts in April. I watch darts for 2 weeks in December, like a lot of people, I think. Yeah, I do like it. I really enjoy it. But as I say, I'm not into the sport. I'm into the World Championship because it's a big thing. I wouldn't watch on a Tuesday night in the summer.
Yeah, it's like a tradition, really. Every single Christmas, always sit watching the World Championships every year. But I watch it now and again, different tournaments. But it is mainly the World Championships that people turn up.
Yeah, I've been down a couple of. I went once just to watch generally, and I enjoyed it. And then we went down. I went down, and Tubes and I played darts. Got to play beforehand on the hockey or whatever you call it, which is really fun. But then afterwards, just hung around for a bit afterwards and all that. It's a good atmosphere. I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely up there. In terms of actual darts, I've never actually seen darts before, but my mate's dad couldn't go a couple of years ago. He was like ill on the day. But yeah, I pretty much bought the tickets and we went to see obviously the darts Premier League down in Newcastle. And I mean, I've been kind of watching it ever since. It's just one of those moments where I sort of turned up for the atmosphere and yeah, I sort of got addicted to the sport really.
Was it good atmosphere? Was it similar to the Ali Pali one?
The same as always. Really, everyone gets dressed up. You know, everyone's got their the 2 pint drinks. They spend about £20 on. Just sitting there, really, just every time the 180s gets hit, always up the seat, always up the entrances. I love the atmosphere at darts. It is honestly unmatched. Regardless of whether you like darts or not, the atmosphere is worth the money alone, in my opinion.
Brilliant, yeah, love it.
But out of curiosity, who's your favourite dart player?
Oh, I want Michael van Gerwen to do well because whenever he does well, I get more ad revenue because people will find my video ends up being shown because people are searching for his name. But I did a video for the PDC with Tubes and where we played with a darts player each. We had like some kind of game show thing that we did for their channel, and I had Glenn Durant on it, and he was lovely, and he gave me some darts as well that I got to use at Ali Pali. So he's my favourite darts player because he gave me some darts. It was nice. He's my official darts player. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you? Have you got a favourite?
My always changes over time. Really, I got an autograph Phil Taylor up on the wall there, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite. It's just because he's so iconic. I got one of him. But in terms of favourite dart players, I mean, I'll probably have to say Chris Dobie because he's from Newcastle. But in terms of like actually ones that like do look like they're going to win the tournament, I'll probably say Gary Anderson. He's just so cool. I love him. He's very honest. He put in an awful match at the point. After the match, he's like, "Oh, I'm so annoyed. I'm not happy with that performance though." He's just so down to earth, really, and he is a cracking darts player. So I would say I'm my favourite. But
yeah, I like him. Yeah.
In terms of our sport, I watch the Ashes sometimes. I remember watching that. I think it was last summer. I think it was. Of course, when England actually won the World Cup. Honestly, crazy end of that game. But yeah, a lot of people hate cricket, but I honestly don't mind sitting there for hours watching. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I just think it's somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, I watched the Ashes and a bit of World Cup stuff and that, but I'm not fussed about it. Like I'll watch if it's on and all that. I'd like to go to a proper test match. I've never been to a test match. I did because I run a production company and we did some work for the Cricket World Cup. So I did a lot of stuff around it. I didn't bother going to any games during it for some reason. Not sure why, but probably should have done.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Fine, but in terms of your channel as a whole, like I don't know what it is about when I watch it. I mean, the videos they're just generic stuff, like everyday things you people do, but are just so addicting. But the one thing I kind of ask really, so listen, let's say someone new from the Happy Hour podcast, of course, came up in real life, obviously knew for that, but they'd ask like, what is your channel about? Like, what would be the description you kind of give them? I'm always see to be interested in that.
It's a good question because it does. There's nothing really. There's no sort of unifying thing. Like sometimes it will be, I'll do a video of me taking out the bins, and sometimes it's me on a skiing holiday, or sometimes it's an interview with Michael van Gerwen. So there's a real mix of stuff. I sort of describe it as me killing time until the sweet release of death, basically. Basically filling the gap between now when I eventually die, just with I've got to do something. I might as well do this, really. So, so that really, but it's a conscious thing to do a variety of things that I enjoy, because it's quite easy to sort of just do one thing, and if you get bored of doing one thing, it'd be a bit annoying, really. So I want to keep it wide, so then I can sort of go, well, no, if I want to do a ski video, I'm going to do a ski video, sort of thing. So you're not sort of lumped into one category, I guess.
It's a good idea, to be fair. My videos are literally just football related. Like, there's barely ever, obviously, one that's not football related. But yeah, I didn't think of that at first. But listen, you got a wide variety. You can just literally do whatever you want.
It depends what you want
to get away with it.
Do. It depends what you want to do. Because if I think it's easier to grow if you've got a niche. I think if people know what they're going to get, then it's an easier sell. I think. I like this guy, does good football videos. Whereas for me, people will come along because they've seen a skiing video, and then the next thing they'll get is me going through my shopping from Asda, and they'll be like, "Oh, unsubscribe," sort of thing. So I think it probably is having a niche is probably more sensible than what I'm doing.
Who says so? But Listen, you've done the course Sainsbury's video literally a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was really funny, by the way. But what's your favourite supermarket? That's the next one I'm going to ask. Which one do you see?
Favourite supermarket? Oh, different. It's hard to say. Different supermarkets for different things. Like I will, in a normal day, I will go at normal times. I will go to Lidl and buy 30 quid worth of veg and have like 5 loads of things. I get through a lot of vegetables, so that I would do. However, during COVID times, it's become essentially a killing field where everyone's sort of almost licking each other in there. So instead of started going to Sainsbury's, which is more expensive, but it doesn't feel like I'm going to get coronavirus from people because it's not as tightly packed. Then I went to Tesco's the other day and I was thinking, Tesco's is good. I'm going to go Tesco's because I used to work there. Okay, Tesco's. I used to work at Tesco's, my first job when I was at school. So I'm going to pick Tesco's and be loyal to them. What about you?
Fair enough. It's quite tough one actually. I'm always in between for Tesco and Asda. I don't know why I'm always in between those two. You tend to shop there both once a week. You go Asda midweek and you go like Tesco on the Saturday. But yeah, I never got Tesco actually. I never got ones, but in the end, I just couldn't be asked to go through like all the comments essentially, like all the different questions got to go through. I couldn't be bothered to do them essentially. But yeah, I was away. Tesco was alright.
Well, it was good. Yeah, I was on. I mean, I was on checkouts. It was fine. I was just doing it for Sundays, and then in the uni holidays, I do overtime and stuff like that. It was I enjoyed it. It's good to do a job, isn't it? When at some stage you learn what work's like. Yeah. But yeah, I liked it. Nice company, I think.
Well, fair enough. Literally, in terms of jobs, I haven't actually done anything quite well. I'm just living off the student loan at the minute, to be fair. But in terms of actually, coming across a YouTube channel, I mean, Happy Hour podcast, that's probably what most people would know you off really. But I remember like going through the videos actually when you actually were on it. I mean, before you got like people like KSI, Chris MD, like. The next question I asked me was like not intimidating going on, when you got all these sort of big guests before you.
Not really. A lot of them I don't know who they are. Like I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean because I'm 43, I genuinely don't. I have to Google them and go, okay, they're really, really popular. I get KSI is, but a lot of the time I don't know who they are because everyone I know on YouTube is because Jack's told me who they are pretty much. So I am they're not really intimidating. It's really nice and because I'm never really there when the guests are on. I might bump into them as they're leaving or arriving or something like that. But it's just me, Stevie, and Jack. So it's it's nice just sitting in a room with your friends. It's brilliant. Just having a chat. I love it.
Of course, yeah. In terms of me, like live streams, yeah, pretty much the same. Even I go on some different ones though. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm scared, but I got like an adrenaline rush. I would say before I go on. Like before you go on the plane, for example, you sort of got that little nerve, but you're not scared. So like,
yeah,
I don't know. I sort of got that feeling up there before, people's live streams. But
that's good. Yeah, it's just healthy, isn't it?
YouTube or got yeah.
Sorry, Karen.
I always think it's quite easy just to speak. Even right now, I'm just speaking like just a normal person there, but yeah, I always think it's just quite easy to do that sort of stuff, especially if you start YouTube. I would recommend to go into sort of chat with all people first before you're doing your own individual thing.
Sorry, you break up a little bit there. I couldn't quite hear what you said. Sorry.
But it's just I was just saying for people starting YouTube, it would just be better like to do sort of going on people's podcasts first before doing your own individual thing. I think it's easier to speak to people, in my opinion. But
yeah, it's just talking, isn't it? Like everyone can talk. Most people can talk. Yeah, I can talk. So it's just talking to people, isn't it? It's nice. I love doing things like this.
Of course, it's fine, yeah. But anyway, quickly, guys, if anyone wants to ask a question for you, so I'll probably talk about 10 more minutes so far to answer people's questions for a little bit. But next thing I should go with, in terms of actually getting a YouTube, I know I've seen you start the Twitch channel. I mean, how's the Twitch going? Is it going all right?
Yeah, good. I think so. I mean, basically what happens is every time when the Football Manager comes out, I play it for a few months, essentially. And so I thought, well, I might as well do that on Twitch. It's great. This has got like about 5,700 followers or something like that. And it's really good. Yeah, most streams get at least 100 viewers, I think, at any one point. So it's good. I'm really enjoying it. And it's easy to do. It's when I'm doing homeschooling, it's hard to make a YouTube video and get enough time to work it out, plan it out, film it without make sure the kids are being quiet, do all this sort of stuff. But on but for Twitch, I've got everything set up here. I'm just going to go turn everything on. It takes like 3 minutes to set everything up, and then just go do it. And so I've been doing it pretty much every day recently, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, I think it's such a lovely community and get people really involved in it, and yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying Twitch.
In terms of Twitch, I haven't actually used it in years. I used to do Twitch before I did YouTube, which is quite weird now because I don't do Twitch anymore. But I do YouTube like pretty much full time, I guess. Well, not the money wise, but full time as I make videos like every day. But in terms of Twitch, I mean, yeah, I remember doing one stream ages ago on a game called like PT. It was like a Silent Hill demo, but the game actually never came out. So like the demo was like,
I'm aware of it. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I played it. For some reason, I got like 100 viewers at one point. Like, I literally had like 0 followers on Twitch. But in terms of the actual thing, like, I mean, it's one of the scariest games where I played. I mean, I was terrified. But at the end,
I never played it, and it went away, didn't it?
Like, yeah, of course. The game that got released, so just delete the demo. But if you had it downloaded in the console, you can still play it now. Like, just if you had the game, that was. But anyway, in terms of the actual game, like at the end, there's like a little telephone thing you needed, but you needed like a high pitched like voice for your microphone for that actually to work. It was quite weird or something like that. So what I did was I literally put like Justin Bieber like Baby on, and it actually like worked. And you get the cutscene at the end with Dow Dixon walks. I mean, that is like, honestly, it's the best demo ever. I can't think of a better demo than that. It was an absolutely iconic game. But
nice.
Speaking of which, Robbie, I know obviously like Foot Manager. We'll talk about Foot Manager shortly, but in terms of horror games, do you ever played a horror game before?
Play what game? Other games, you say?
Like, you ever played any horror games before?
What's that? Okay, sorry, you're breaking up again. Sorry, there's a slight delay.
It's like, did you ever play any horror games before, like scary games?
Oh, horror! Oh, sorry. I played a few. I played like Alien and that. Nothing particularly too traumatic, really. I get. I don't play. I normally have a game that I'm playing at any one time on the PlayStation. So I will. I've just finished The Last of Us 2. It took me a while to play a game because I have a lot of free time. But I'll play things like Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that. So I'll do those sort of things. But I don't. Arlo's coming along. Sorry, this is Arlo. Come and say hello.
Hello.
There we go. All right. Do you want to get to mummy? Okay. See you later. Sorry about that. So what we're saying, yes, I normally have one game that I've got going on at any one time, but I don't particularly. I'm not really into sort of shooting-y sort of things like Call of Duty or anything like that because I can't put the time in to get good at it. Do you know what I mean? I play FIFA as well. That's what I play.
But in terms of me, Football Manager, I started last year for the first time. I mean, I played with Newcastle and I got sacked in the March and I had about 10 points or something in about 25 games. I mean, that was just shocking. I tried playing 4-2-3 when I gegenpress, where I just had the wingers sort of pushing up all the time. But I mean, it just didn't go well. I'm going to be totally honest. But in terms of you, what sort of tactics do you like playing in your big games?
Well, I started off long ball launching it because I would start off unemployed because I want to earn the big jobs. I don't want to just make myself Liverpool manager. I want to try and work my way up to it. So I start off unemployed every time and try and work my way up. So I got a job as Brecon City, and you got to keep it simple in the lower leagues. You need big defenders, don't care about the midfield, and up front you need a big lad and a fast lad, and you kick the ball as hard as you can. The big lad heads it on, and the fast lad runs forward and kicks it into the goal. And that's worked every year for me in Football Manager. It's a glorious tactic. So I tend to do that. But then when you get up the league, I just sort of adapt depending on what plays you've got when you turn up and go from there. So I had decent sort of attacking wingers and stuff like that, and a sort of team with decent stamina when I've joined Aberdeen, which is the team I'm most recently on the save. So I sort of like a 4-2, a 4-1, a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress type. I don't know, gegenpressy sort of thing like that, which is which seems to be working quite well. We're second or third in the league, and we're in the Scottish Cup semi-final and the quarterfinals of the sort of UEFA Cup 2 thing and all that sort of thing. So doing all right. Yeah.
No, at that point when I was in Newcastle, when I got sacked, I was like, you know what, I'm being Man U. And then the season after I was being my mate, literally Man U, I was like topping everything. Like there wasn't any skill. I had about £600 million transfer budget. I just bought like all the best guys in the world and just stuck them in the team just to. Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
Did it work?
I think I only played a season and a half on mate. I think it must be about 30, 40 hours. Like the game is just ridiculously long. I would highly recommend it though. It's very in depth. Like it's that good sort of in depth where you can actually move things to your advantage. It's a really addicting game. That's what I would say about that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love it. I've had it since the first one came out in the 90s. I've played it, so I love it.
Jeez, fair enough. And I literally started last year because I remember when we first went to lockdown, the game was free for like a couple of weeks. Obviously, people are sort of doing something while they're in lockdown. But yeah, I haven't bought it this year yet, but I will get it at some point because I just enjoy playing it. But in terms of this year, though, Newcastle United, I mean, 2 words, Callum Wilson. I mean, he scores about 50 goals in everyone's foot manager save. I mean, he's just an absolute joke in the game. But has he traumatised you yet?
I don't think so. No, I'm trying to think. I don't know because we're up in Scotland. Because I've been playing in I've done a season in League Two, a season in the Scottish Championship, now a season in the Scottish Premiership. You just play the same teams repeatedly because there's not that many teams in Scotland. Yeah, so you're just literally going, "Oh, right, we've got Albion Rovers for the 5th time this season." But you do sort of start to learn players in different divisions. I've got quite a working knowledge of Scottish lower league football now, I think, after this. So yeah, it'd be good. I start watching Scottish football now to see who's actually real players and who are regen type people or what. Yeah, I'm curious.
Oh, I get yeah. I remember there was a guy in Football Manager a few years ago, but he was good for a random non-league team. He actually went and bought that non-league team in real life. Like how much you enjoy playing with the team in the game. But
oh wow,
comment was not. I can't remember who exactly about that story, but I do remember that obviously being in the situation. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's really fun. But in terms of FIFA, you ever played FIFA before?
I play FIFA. Yeah, I have a FIFA tournament with my friends every year. We've done it for. This would have been the 10th year. We had to cancel it this summer, obviously, and it's 16 people play, and everyone draws an international team out of the hat, and you have to come dressed in sort of fancy dress from that country. You might bring food or drink from that country, and it's a brilliant day. We have a build-up for you. It all takes place in one day, 16 teams. Absolutely glorious.
Fair enough. In terms of my FIFA tournaments, literally, I never win any of them. There's always a mate that I've got that's just really good at the game. Like one of my mates, in terms of foot champs, he gets elite or gold one every week. So in terms of wins, it's always 20 to 23 wins out of 30 games. He's good. But anyway, we'll start reading some people's comments out now. That's all right. We've got one from down here. If you could pick 3 famous people, what would it be?
3 famous people?
So
what? Sorry,
be a ballroom with 3 random celebrities.
You know what? Sorry.
3 famous people would have a pint with who would it be?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Barack Obama. I think it'd be really interesting. I think it'd be good on a night out as well. He'd be fantastic. Who else I like? Bruce Springsteen. Don't know if you know Bruce Springsteen. Actually, no, maybe not Bruce Springsteen. Maybe that's boring. I think he's really. I really like his music. I think he seems a good guy. I'm thinking about who I'm going to have fun with. But the problem you've got to think through the dynamic here. And if I pick 3 famous people, they're not going to want to talk to me. Bruce Springsteen and Barack Obama are going to be talking to each other like that. You got to work out the dynamic. So what I should do is pick one person, and then 2 other people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Barack Obama, my wife, and my mate Mark, because otherwise you're going to get left out of the conversation. It's going to be awkward.
That's a valid point, to be fair. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, because they don't going to care about me. What do you do? I make videos about bins. All right, he's Bruce Springsteen. So no, I will pick one famous person. I'm going to pick Barack Obama, and then just my wife and a mate. There we go.
No, let's see. It didn't matter what you did in real life. Let's just say that they were going to speak to you regardless.
They're going to talk to me whatever. Okay, they have to talk to me. They're being forced to talk to me. Okay, I'll take Barack Obama. I will take who else? Who's interesting? Oh, I'm rubbish at things like this.
Yes.
Casey Neistat.
So.
Casey Neistat, the YouTube. I think he's interesting, and I could at least talk YouTube stuff to me. I think he'd be really good. So let's have Barack Obama, Casey Neistat, and we can't all have Americans. So let's go for Jurgen Klopp. Why not? I think it'd be good fun down the pub.
Further. We'll try to think some actually. I would definitely do Keemstar. He always talks a lot about different people. He's always obviously interacting with a lot of people. Quite controversial, you could say, but I think Keemstar would be one to go too. If Steve Irwin was still alive, I would definitely speak to him. I was an absolute legend. I used to love watching him, of course, before obviously he passed away. But if he was still alive, I would definitely speak to Steve Irwin. But we're going to leave him out of this because obviously he's not. But I would do Keemstar. I would definitely do Shearer. I want to meet Shearer at some point in my lifetime. I would definitely do Keemstar, Shearer, and I don't know. It's quite hard, isn't it?
Tough, isn't it?
I picked 3 different individuals, really. I'd do a YouTuber as well. Alongside Keemstar, I would go for... You know what? It'd just be a bit boring. Let's just say Jack Mate. I do want to meet him at some point, but...
I've been the pints with him. It's nice. It's Jack good. Mate. Something like that, isn't it? Like Keemstar, Shearer, Jack Mate, and the ghost of Steve Irwin is incredible.
I know.
Yeah.
Nice. Imagine going on the streets of Zante, I'll be kicking the pens in against the people who have got little wine bottles when you score 3 pens in a row. Yeah, take one of them against them. But listen, you guys want to put down your 3 picks. We've written out, so we'll react to some of them. But in terms of the next question, we've got here. We've got a bit from Fergus here. I've been subscribing here, so asking about the Bindi IPA, what that is. But I haven't watched the Bindi videos actually yet.
Bindi IPA is a beer I made in the summer. I've made it a few times. Hi, Fergus. I've made it a few times for fun. First of all, I made one, and then I made a few different versions of that. And people seem to quite like it. So my aim for this year, once we get out of COVID stuff, is I'm going to try and get a batch of it made so people can taste it if they so desire. So yeah, homebrewed beer is what Bindi IPA is. And thank you very much for subscribing on Twitch and using the hedge emote, which is very popular. A hedge. When our first job in Football Manager was at Brecon City, and Brecon are famous for having a hedge down one side of the ground. No stand, just a hedge. So we call ourselves the Hedge Men, and we have a hedge emote that people can use to subscribe. So Fergus has invested, I would say, in that. Well done, pal. Thank you, champ.
The absolute legend for this, of course, he's been playing for my live streams as well, so cheers for your support. But he's very invested in the hedge. But then he does a journeyman save as well, which needs more of these. But in terms of, I would say targets for this year. Got any sort of New Year sort of revolutions, for this obviously this summer year, I guess. But you say you got any sort of challenges ahead or any sort of...
I'm trying to become less physically disgusting, which is generally an ongoing project, and lose a bit of weight. So I'm doing a bit of a sort of a little lockdown glow up, if I really like. So just general fitness sort of thing. It's hard to make. Normally I do put some goals and stuff and things I'm going to try and do, but it's hard to do this year because you don't know what's going to happen or what you're allowed to do. So I think just generally, fitness thing's the only thing that the only sort of target I've given myself. We'll see once things open up a bit, then hopefully we can make more plans. But for now, I'm just keeping my head down. What about you?
Yeah, cool. In terms of I don't really have targets. I was always just doing one bit at a time, and not really putting a set goal and trying to get it. Because especially on YouTube, for example, I had a sort of a target goal of subscribers. I'm obviously going to be sort of force you to get it, which is not how I really want to do YouTube videos. I do YouTube videos more expensive, literally just important.
I think a better way of doing things like that is not to set a goal that you don't have control over. You can't choose how many subscribers you're going to get. I mean, there's things you can do that will help, but I think you're better off breaking it down and going, I'm going to release one video every week or 2 videos a week or whatever it is that you're going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Or I'm going to try and collab with 10 people, 1 a month, or 12 people, 1 a month, or whatever, and try and do goals like that. I think that are things that will contribute to the eventual end goal, but is more manageable chunks and things that you can sort of measure more easily. I think those things work.
Yeah, of course. On YouTube itself, you never know, because literally one video could completely bang out in a way. You never know how things go. Really, it's on YouTube. You never know how things are going to go in your favor or they're not going to go in your favor. It's just how it goes. You just got to take it literally a step at a time for anyone ever wants to start. But yeah, it's just something you got to do. A slow process. It's not something that can be done in one day. It's something you're going to grind with. I've been on for about 5.5 years now, coming to 6 years, I think, in April. But yeah, it's just something that you got to stick with for a while. I think anyone can tell you that. Don't mind me, Robbie. But Robbie's in terms of whenever you do eventually hit 100k subscribe, I mean, that plaque. Are you looking forward to seeing that plaque?
Yeah, I've only really become aware of the plaque recently. I didn't really know it was a thing. So I'm not really giving a lot of thought for the plaque. I'll probably put it in the toilet. I think it's quite a nice place to put it, because it's not like literally in the toilet. I mean, in the toilet, in the room that is the toilet, not down the toilet. Because I think it's nice. It's like shows that you don't. It's like you don't really care that much, but also it's slightly intimidating for people when they go for a weird. Okay, all right, yeah. So maybe go in the toilet, but we'll see. I've not decided for sure yet.
Sort of showing dominant in the household, I see, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know where I'll put them. If I ever got one, I don't know where I'll put. I'll probably just stick on the wall, to be honest. I mean, I just stick all the collectibles in the wall anyway, to be fair. But
I don't think my wife would let me put it somewhere good. I don't think my wife would let me put it anywhere good in the house, anywhere public. I think she wanted to go to my office in here or something, or somewhere. I don't think I'd get to put it in the hall or somewhere like prime position.
Yeah. There's another message here saying, Robbie, can you fit the plaque into your bin so you can cut out part of the bin, stick a plaque into a hole? I mean, it's not a bad idea, to be fair.
That is a good idea, yeah. Like, I could hang out. People always hang them inside. Why not hang it off the front of the house? Let the neighbours know what's going on. Really, really, real power move there. So yeah, I don't. I've got. God knows what. If I get it, no. God knows where I'll put it or work something out. But yeah, maybe on a bin. We're just here. There's a space there. It's quite a boring background, isn't it?
Yeah, I always need to stick some on the wall. I don't know what it is, but I never like I'm playing wars. I always need to stick some at least in each part of the room. That's what I would say about it. I don't know if it's anything wrong with that. I always tend to get like football autographs. Like ones up here, I got like there's loads of legends really. In terms of all ones,
see Keegan and Shearer shirts in the background.
Yeah, I've got those two up there. You can't see the ones on the side, but obviously I said earlier I got food too. I mean, Patrick Cisse, getting like a shake given back being here, just all sorts of them really. But I would, I don't want to get, to be fair. It's hard to get them, but I would say I do want Bobby Robson and Paul Gascoigne at some point. I love those two so much. I would have to get those two. But in terms of you, Robbie, I mean, this is one in terms of footballers. Who's the best footballer you've ever met? In terms of people that are like either good or just ones you enjoy speaking to.
The most famous. I met David Beckham a couple of times. He's probably the most famous. In terms of who I enjoy speaking to. Ewan Roberts, who was at Norwich and Wales and various other places. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met. He was lovely. Who else is good? I'm trying to think. I don't know, so many people. I mean, Robbie Savage was really good. I mean, I finished Soccer AM in 2007, so a lot of them are probably before your time. Sort of thing. So I don't know who it would be now. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, quite a lot of players around that time. For me personally, like Liverpool players, John Aldridge and Michael Owen and stuff like that I met was very exciting. But a few Newcastle players. I'm trying to think of Peter Beardsley, Owen, of course. Yeah.
I'm not sure the same opinions of Michael Owen and Savage. Just a Newcastle fan, but in terms of ones I met, I enjoyed. I haven't met too many, to be fair. I met the full 2011-12 squad because we had to take a sort of Christmas event really, where like Newcastle were invited along, like a couple of hundred, of course, Newcastle fans just to come along and obviously see the players. But in terms of that season, the best ones I met, Denver Barthy probably has to be the best player I've met. Unbelievable player in his day. Likes to check to your sad and passing, but like Tim Krul, Colaccini, Cabai. I mean, just those sort of players, really Ben Arthur, just players that for a couple of years were like top stuff, but maybe not so much anymore. But in terms of recent ones, I met Perez when he first came into Castle, but I had a Barcelona top one when I went down to sort of like Metro Centre where like it's got like loads of shops and that. I had like a Barcelona top one, but at the time he had actually turned down Barcelona to come to Newcastle. So I mean, it's a bit awkward meeting them, but listen, there's still a magic picture of him. But in terms of the squad now, the Carl Darla, the goalkeeper, is literally the only one I've met. So yeah, not too much in the football players, especially during COVID. I'll not be meeting anytime soon, that's for sure. But I mean, yeah, I always do enjoy meeting those sort of people. But in terms of course, you've done quite a few collabs, the likes of Cam Kirk and Blue Van Man. I mean, I'm gonna be that sort of person. Which one's your favourite? I'm gonna be that guy.
Well, I mean, I did stuff with Jack, and he's like a good friend. So I mean, that in some ways, I'm over. As for new people, I don't know. They're all great. I really enjoyed meeting Bambino Becky just because we got drunk, really. So we did a walk down in London near the Thames, and then we ended up just in a pub drinking there. And it was really nice because you're meeting someone and you don't know them, and you think you'll get on, but you never really know. It was such a lovely day, and we ended up spending like 7 or 8 hours together. And about every hour, one of us would go to the other one going, I'm having such a nice time, because it was just really good. This is lovely. Yeah, this is really fun. So that was a really good day. Max Foster's great. That man's great. Cam Kirkham was lovely. Everyone's nice, aren't they? Almost everyone's nice.
But literally, in terms of this sort of podcast, well, it's really the second episode I've done with this. It's the first time I used this actual software. So last week, I did one with Steve Rafe. I doubt you don't, to be fair. He's more Newcastle United related. But yeah, I did this again for the Tuesday game. So I've got like people coming on this channel. One of them called me a nonce. So I mean, it hasn't went too well using StreamYard at the minute, to be fair. But the third time of day, of course, is with you. But in terms of future ones, really, I've got a couple planned, but I do want to try my best to get someone on every week. But if not, every couple of weeks, like I said, I've got a couple of them planned. But yeah, in terms of this sort of thing, I just enjoy listening to people about their sort of stories, really, their sort of YouTube. I wouldn't say career, but YouTube channel is more of just obviously how they got themselves where they are now, what sort of like good experiences, sort of bad experiences they got, really. But yeah, probably gone for a couple more minutes, to be fair. Probably stop about 50 minutes. Let Robbie head off and see his family.
You should get Blue Van Man on. He's really good. He's good fun. I'm sure he'd do it. Blue Van Man. You should get him on. He likes football. He's good.
That's right. Yeah, I remember first time I seen him actually was when Jimmy Vardy won, of course, at the moment. We got like invited down to Leicester training ground, of course, get his picture taken, and they had an interview. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I know it's not any hassle players that are going to get player of the month anytime soon, but listen, that is a great opportunity. You can't afford it. It's a great opportunity for them to come down and see the players. But what I will finish off with, Robbie, is sort of within the next year, how do you think things are going to go in terms of Happy Hour podcast? If you're going to get yourself back in anytime soon, of course, whenever you can.
Yeah, I mean, Happy Hour. The problem is we're not allowed in the building at the minute, and so we just can't do it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get back in at some point in the spring. One would hope, and just go from there. I just more of the same for me. I mean, I'm not really involved in the sort of guest episodes because that's Jack and Stevie and the guests. But the other ones, I really enjoy doing the ones which the three of us are one of my favourite things that I do. So hopefully get back and doing those soon because can't wait.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I mean, hopefully fingers crossed, but I'll be honest, not for a few months, I think, especially how things are sort of escalating. But really, guys, just honestly, just keep safe, of course, and obviously just make sure you speak to people constantly, make sure you're always active doing something. Like even me, like before, I bought some Lego sets. I haven't played Lego in, God knows, like 15 years or something, but I'm not bored really. I just want to get something doing, just do something for a couple of hours, really. So in terms of actually
Jigsaw
on really Jigsaw, even the Jigsaw, but I don't know. Jigsaws, I don't think are quite for me yet. Maybe a bit when I'm a bit older, but for me, I like doing.
Yeah, but you get like a 1,000-piece jigsaw or something. That's gonna take you days. You get a load of time there. Give it a go. You might try. I mean, I'm not doing it, but I'd be open to the idea of a jigsaw.
Yeah, no, they always got to find the outside pieces first. But I think Mam did one once. It took about like a week to do like a 1,500 one. I mean, it's just massive. Like I don't know how he can be bothered to do it, but Yeah, in terms of stuff, I just literally on the Xbox all the time. Been playing a bit of there's a bit of Minecraft really. I haven't touched that game in years, but I mean, at that point now, it's just gonna be stuck in the house doing much. But
I play so much Minecraft with my kids every day. It's brilliant.
Right. It's just keep doing anything really. I mean, it's just your fault at the end of the day. It's not like a football game and you get bored eventually. You can just continue find new things to do in it. But yeah, I think to be fair, we're gonna probably wrap it up there. Really, I spoke for quite a bit. Got quite a bit off you essentially. But just want to say really, just thank you so much for coming on. I'm a fan of your channel. I do appreciate you coming on. It means a lot. So cheers for that.
A pleasure. Thank you for having me, and sorry for not turning up yesterday. I was an idiot.
It's all right. Listen, that happens. Don't worry about it. But listen, Robbie Knox, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure I take down a win. Hopefully at some point to get 100k, because once you get that pitch up with the 100k plaque, that'll be a very special day, I would say. But listen, thank you so much. Listen, it's an honour. Thank you. In terms of next week, guys, I'm not too sure I've got one plan for next week, but I have got a couple that are ready to come on. I try and get one next week, but we'll see essentially. But in terms of my videos, I'll be back again for Arsenal on Saturdays. So I mean, yeah, I can't see a beating Arsenal. But Robbie, ask a score prediction Newcastle against Arsenal. I mean, why not? Ask his score.
2-0 Newcastle. I know my audience.
No, we stick 2-0. I'm going to stick a 2-0 bet on Saturday. Listen, I'm just going to back it. Who knows? Might happen, might not. But listen, I'm going to back the 2-0 bet. If it comes through, Robbie, absolute legend, mate. Thank you so much. But
good luck.
Listen, guys, going to wrap the stream for now. I think obviously let Robbie head off. But cheers so much, man. And I do one with you. That's what I always say. But best luck for the future. I hope, of course, everything with COVID obviously gets better soon. But I'll still be watching your content. That's what I will say. So keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thanks, pal. Thank you for having me.
Cheers so much. We're going to wrap up now, guys. Robbie, in terms of the live stream, the live stream's going to cut off straight away. So once again, I say cheers for coming on. Thank you so much. But guys, we'll see you on the next one. So thank you, Robbie. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.